Hello, my wonderful children. I'm back with another story, especially for you, carried all the way from Persia. And yes, it's time for you to find out whether Persia and Iran are they the same or different. And here's the story. Long time ago, there was a seed blowing about in the desert. It swirled and flew with the wind and sand in one direction and then another, from one sand dune to another. And one fine day, the seed decided to settle down and grow. Now, this was unheard of in the desert. All the other seeds, shouted as they went spinning by. This can't be done. Growing in the desert cannot be fun. It's never been done before. The sand will show you the door, and you will look like a fool all the more. But all that the little seed said was, "Yes, I can. I can if I think I can." So the seed took no notice of what all the other seeds said, and it planted itself firmly in one spot. I'm going to stay here now. So it opened itself up and sent a little shoot up and then a little root down. And still the wind blew and the sand swirled around. But voila, magic! Soon the shoot grew above the surface of the sand. It was green and had little spikes at the top. The roots grew down and began to hold firmly. And still the wind blew and the sand swirled around. And all the other seeds around still shouted as they went spinning by. It can't be done. Growing in the desert cannot be fun. You will not survive. You will not be left alive. And all that the little seed said was, "Yes, I can. I can if I think I can." So the shoot grew taller and taller until it grew into a beautiful tree. The tree stood so beautifully against the bright golden sand and the brilliant blue sky. All the other seeds were amazed and surprised, but still they kept shouting as they went spinning by. It can't be done. Growing in the desert cannot be fun. Even if you grow tall, you will definitely fall. And all that the seed said was, "Yes, I can. I can if I think I can." Years went by and the tree grew bigger and bigger, stronger and stronger, and started dropping little seeds to the ground. And very soon these new seeds opened up, crack, 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 crack. And they sent these little shoots up to the sky and little roots down into the sand. And it wasn't long before there were several other trees growing around the big tree. And their roots had grown so deeply into the sand, and they started sucking the moisture up to the surface of the desert, and soon the sand was moist enough for grass to grow. What a miracle! There were several trees growing strong and tall, and water began to bubble to the surface and made a wonderful, cool blue lagoon. Lagoon, children, it's a small freshwater lake. And now word about this new lagoon was carried across the land by the wind. And very soon, little birds and insects flew to this magnificent place and they made it their home. And when they came, they carried all kinds of seeds which grew into beautiful lawns and flowers all around. One fine day, some tired travelers were making their way across the desert, and they noticed this magical blue lagoon and the trees and the grass all around. So they led the camels to the oasis, relaxed under the shade, and drank the cool, fresh spring water. And after a few days of rest, they felt strong enough to continue their journey across the desert. And so they left. But you know what, children? In their clothes, they carried seeds that had fallen on them from the trees while they rested beneath their shades. As the travelers walked across the desert, the seeds fell out of their clothes, one by one, and took hold in the sand, just like that one seed, and grew into magnificent trees. The desert was now a beautiful place with brown sand and green trees. So the next time that you are seeking shade under a tree, do remember that it took one brave seed to start to grow when all other seeds said it was impossible and couldn't be done. That's the time you need to sing to yourself, I can if I think I can. So every time, children, you are determined to do anything, don't let the other the other chitter chatter bother you. That you can't, it's too difficult, you can't do it. You can, my dear children. Once you're determined, you can. And here's a happy cheer to the spirit in you. I can if I think I can.